This episode is about a woman who decisively broke off her engagement. Because of her boyfriend's unreasonable tantrums, triggered by her not responding to his mother's absurd demands. What could have happened? Let's delve into it. Please subscribe and like our channel.
Hello. I'm a 29-year-old working woman who runs a college entrance exam institute. And my ex-boyfriend was a regular office worker. Some might say that I divorced over something that might seem trivial to others. But it was important to me, so I decided to break up with my boyfriend. If I'm thinking wrong, please let me know. We met 3 years ago and started dating a year ago. My boyfriend proposed to me, and I thought we could live well together as a married couple, so I accepted his proposal. He had already greeted my parents before the marriage proposal. My parents always spoke well of him. When the subject of marriage came up, my parents only told us to live well. I went to my boyfriend's house for the first time to greet his parents, and had lunch with his younger brother. When my boyfriend first came to greet my parents, my mother prepared a feast for him. Since then, most of our meals were eaten out with my parents. But when I first went to greet at my boyfriend's house, a typical homemade meal was prepared. I tried not to care about it. But compared to the food my mother prepared for my boyfriend, the food prepared by his mother seemed too modest, and it bothered me a bit. Anyway, we had a meal and talked with his parents. His father said that if we get married, we should live with them. Before this, my boyfriend and I had discussed something. My boyfriend said he had talked to his parents about our plan. But I was surprised to hear his father's words. We had planned to rent a villa without the help of our parents and use it as our newly house. We decided to take out a loan because we thought that the rent would not be enough, even if we combined our savings. But his father said that we should live in the house, and his tone was so assertive that it was very burdensome. The house where my boyfriend lives has 3 rooms, and he said that we should use the room my boyfriend used. He was saying that we should use a room that doesn't have much space left after putting a bed and a dressing table. His father repeated this several times because I didn't answer. But I still didn't answer. Honestly, I wanted to say no right away. But I just didn't answer because I was afraid I might look rude. His father also said many other things, but I was just frustrated. We went to greet them because we were getting married. But they didn't ask anything about our family or our plans, and only told us what we should do after we get married. They didn't ask our opinion, and said as if we had to follow what his father had decided. His father asked me a few questions, and I answered them. But I didn't answer when he told us what we should do after getting married. It was something my boyfriend and I had already discussed and finished. And his father's words were very different from what we had agreed upon. His mother asked me about my religion. When I said I didn't have one, she said it was good, and that I should definitely go to church after getting married. I also found this difficult to answer. I wanted to say that I had no intention of going to church for the rest of my life, but I couldn't say that. His mother talked a lot about why I should go to church. I felt like she wouldn't stop talking unless I said I would go to church. Anyway, I left my boyfriend's house with only a heavy heart. When I spoke with my boyfriend, I tried to keep my temper in check and spoke in a gentle manner. I asked him if he hadn't discussed with his parents about how we're going to live after we're married. My boyfriend responded in an irritated manner. So I asked him why he was so annoyed. He said he was angry because I was being disrespectful to his parents. When I asked him to elaborate, he said, "It was wrong of me not to respond when his parents said something to me. They know about our plan for our newly house, but when they suggested we live together, I couldn't answer, don't. They know that I have no intention of going to church, and the other things. they said were so different from what we had discussed that I wanted to say no. But I didn't because I thought it would be rude. I told him this truthfully. My boyfriend insisted that I should respond when adults say something. So I asked him if I should agree, even if I'm not going to do as they say, and he said yes. So, I asked if we're going to live with his parents after we get married. He dodged the question. I asked him to be clear about it. But he just got annoyed, so I couldn't ask him anymore. When I came home and thought about it, I felt that I hadn't done anything wrong. His parents only told me that I should do this, and that after we get married. And I thought it was they who were being disrespectful. I talked with my boyfriend a few more times. But he kept talking as if I had done something wrong. When I asked him to explain what I had done wrong, all he did was repeatedly say that it was wrong of me not to respond to adults. One day, my boyfriend asked me to go to his house after work. When I asked him why, he said that we should go and appease his parents. I wondered what I had done wrong, but anyway, I went to his house again. My boyfriend warned me in front of his house. He said that we should be more humble before adults. I didn't understand what he was talking about. But I just nodded without saying anything. We had just greeted both families and hadn't held an engagement ceremony or started preparing for the wedding in detail. We were just about to start preparing for the wedding after greeting both families. But it was a bit weird for me when things started to become awkward. His father had a grim expression as if he was upset. And his mother started talking. She started by saying that she was very upset because I didn't respond when she spoke last time. I was getting a bit angry too. When his mother asked why I didn't respond to what adults say, she started talking about living together again. She didn't even give me time to respond and kept saying various things. I was mentally exhausted and couldn't even hear what my boyfriend's mother was saying. And then, she said that we must have our wedding in a church, and insisted that she must see us attending church after we get married. From my boyfriend's expression, it seemed like he was urging me to quickly agree. Instead, I spoke honestly to his mother. I told her that I had no intention of attending church for the rest of my life. I said that whether we have our wedding in a church or not should be decided after discussing with our parents. And I didn't want to live here after getting married. We decided to start off even in a leased villa. And I believed my boyfriend had already conveyed this to his parents. His mother then said she had nothing more to say. I told her that I too had nothing more to say. I said that I now understood why my parents disliked churchgoers, and I left. My boyfriend followed me out and asked why I was so immature. I told him that his parents were the ones who were immature. I said I didn't want to become family with people who unilaterally impose their thoughts on others. My boyfriend then asked if I was saying we shouldn't get married. I told him I had already told his parents that I'm going to break up with him, and that this is the end for us. I then went home. My boyfriend sent me a message since I wasn't answering his calls, saying he was disappointed that I behaved this way towards adults. I replied, "We're both disappointed, so let's each go our own way." I didn't answer his calls, since I thought our conversation would just go in circles. He called me once or twice a day for a month. So, I blocked his number. I received a call from an unknown number and saved it. When I checked the messages, it was full of talk about God. So I figured it must be his mother. Why was she calling me when she said there was nothing more to say? Was it wrong of me not to respond to adults? I don't understand. I can't comprehend his mother who forced me to do something she knew I would refuse, and my boyfriend, who didn't refuse on my behalf.
How fortunate it is that their true colors were revealed before the wedding. It seems the boyfriend's parents are ignorant. People who mistake their future daughter-in-law's visit for an opportunity to convey their directives. If the son of such parents is normal, that would be even more strange. You've made the right decision.